All right, welcome. How's everyone doing? Can you hear me okay? Hello. Okay, can you hear me okay? Hi, Belle and Tamika. How are you? Can you hear me okay? Oh, great. Yay. Okay, let's give another minute to the others who are joining us. So excited. Powerful training today. Tamika, where are you from? I forget. Michigan. Yay. And Belle, hi, thank you. Okay, well, 7:02. All right, we'll get started and the others can catch up. How does this go again? Oh, that's right. I have to go on the slides. Okay, there we go. All right, welcome. How does that go? Oh, okay. There's the next button. Okay. Good. It's interesting. Okay, well, let's get started. Welcome everyone to February's. Oh my goodness, we are in February already. February Soul Powered Leadership Training. My name is Tess Vergara and I am your host. I'm so excited for you to be here. So I want to open up with a quote from a client of mine. We did a completion exercise for last year just to clear out the energy of 2020. And this is a capture of what he shared with me. And he said at the beginning of 2020, he was tired, he was depleted, he was in a home, in an environment, there was no consistency. There was some love, there a lot of bickering, and they were not having intimate relationship. And he was watching porn, he had an affair, he felt justified because she said it was over. He ended up betraying her trust, lying to her. He was doing a lot of drugs, and he was also not doing well or performing well at work. And then the pandemic hit. And I think we can all relate to this, that when the pandemic hit, everything got exposed, right? Everything. It all hit at once, and the skeleton in the closet all came, boom, out of the closet. And so I asked him, why was it perfect? Why was 2020 perfect? And he said, because I can then let go of my ego, which is really, really amazing. So welcome once again. Again, the focus this month is paralysis to power. How to clean the mess of 2020. And thank you so much for being here. And it's so amazing that we can connect this way. And, you know, I was just in Minneapolis. I put my house in the market. So I was so aware. That I was transitioning from the old to the new. And there's a new invitation. And there's, even though I'm clear mentally, I'm emotionally doing great, but there's some tension in the back of my neck. So there's, it's a lot better now. But when I was in Minneapolis and putting my house in the market, I was really stiff. And I want to share with you that part of my story, how I ended up to be an accidental real estate investor. How did I end up doing that? Because I was also in this place where I felt so scared of what was happening in my life, kind of like 2020. But 2020 was on steroids, right? Oh my God. So back in the day when I was still in accounting and finance, I was a single mom raising my two daughters. And without family support, without a dime from their father, I got into real estate investing out of fear, or it was not driven by fear, but well, kind of, yes, because I was afraid. I took action. Does that make sense? And that part of my life, as I said, was ending because where I lived in Minneapolis, and I know, Belle, you can relate to this. It's no longer safe for me to be living in that place. The crime went up. The city got defunded police funds, so I just couldn't be there anymore. And even just arranging the baby grand piano of my daughter and sending it off, with the mover to go somewhere else temporarily, it was a lot of tension in my body. So I was really resisting this. There's a resistance inside on a subconscious level. And all I could do was just open up to what is possible to happen. And that's the theme today, is how do you not collapse your energy into analysis paralysis? And welcome to whoever just joined us. How do you not collapse your energy and not give in to fear? And how can you use fear to move you forward rather than paralyze you? So that's the topic today. So anyway, remember in 2007, 2008 economic crisis, people around me were losing jobs left, right, and center. And I got really concerned that I might also lose my job. And at that time, I had two mortgages. I had my main residence, and then I also just bought a second property, which we were half renting and half vacation house. And it was meant to be for me and the kids when we're up north in Duluth, which is 3 hours away from Minneapolis. The plan was for the house to pay for itself. So it was a vacation home at the same time, a rental. It was a duplex. But that's not what happened. The tenant stopped paying rent. So here I was with two mortgages, right? Paying for my kids' private school. And my biggest fear was losing everything, losing my job, becoming homeless. That was my biggest fear. So what actually ended up happening was I started looking into buying another property, which is much smaller and much, less expensive. And at that time, 2007, 2008, the real estate market was just flooded by foreclosures. So I took a risk. I took all of my credit cards and bought and paid for a property cash, because it was really run down. And it was, anyway, the thing that happened too was I manifested a man who became my property manager. He helped me fix up the property. He also became my lover and later became my husband. And you know what else happened? I did not lose my job. And so actually I became so much more in demand, and the money became the list of my worries. Okay, so in this, I'll return more to that story. Just want to introduce myself to those who do not know me. My name is Tessa Vergara. I'm highly trained in strategic intervention, master strategy coaching, NLP practitioner. I'm an awakening coach. I was also a certified general accountant for almost 30 years. And I am so excited that you are here because we are transitioning from 2020 to 2021. And 2020 is like PTSD, right? So there's that fear that 2021 might result the same, that because 2020 really inhibited us, really suppressed, and really all our plans went. Where did our plans go? Nowhere, right? But even though our plans didn't manifest, we also was able to create something new and open up the gateway to a whole new becoming, a whole new beingness that 2021 is inviting us to. So today you will learn. Did I skip? Okay. All right. Well, today you're going to learn how to put the baggage of 2020 behind you, why you don't trust 2021 yet, and the 5 steps to transitioning from a disastrous 2020 to the 2021 of your dreams. So going back to my story, why was it disastrous for me is because my city became a crime capital of, the number of crimes just went up, and it just didn't feel right for me. So it actually turned my life upside down with the George Floyd rioting right there in my neighborhood. So who is this for? This training is for leaders, executive professionals, change makers, or wherever you are taking leadership in your own life, in your relationships, in your career, right? You're ready to step into soul-powered leadership, which means you are no longer willing to be run by fear. So this is a shift from fear power to soul power. I'm not seeing who the third attendee is, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Say hi if you can. All right. And this is someone saying that having been to the webinar really solidified. This is Sherry Rivas, life and leadership coach. She said the webinar that she attended solidified that I am a light that illuminates the gold, and know that that is also available to you if you open up to it, right? So there it is. My intention for you today is to deliver a rock solid training, because this is foundational, really, really foundational. This is so brand new too. And we're all shifting into this whole new paradigm, if you will. And we're all shifting from paralysis to power. And for those of you who know that they might need more than just an hour workshop, know that I'm here for you, and I'm going to be giving you an offer at the end so that we can continue this work together. Hey, Vanessa, welcome. Yeah. Oh, weird that it's only showing 2 people on, but yay. Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, so that's my intention for you, is to really give you a foundation, because this is a brand new mentality, brand new consciousness. What we know in the past is reacting and responding to fear. Kind of like what I did. I was so afraid. Then I bought the house, blah, 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 blah. What if we can lead our life not from a place of fear, but knowing how to create and design our life in a way that is in alignment with our soul destiny? So that's my intention for you. And, you know, I asked in the invitation, right? How can we clean up the mess of 2020. This is key right here. The word danger or the word crisis, when written in Chinese, is composed of two characters. One says danger and one says opportunity. So if you can just remember that in every crisis situation, anywhere that there is a presenting problem, there is always a solution underneath. And it is up to you, soul-powered leaders. You are the solution. You are there to bring up whatever that solution is. It's no longer us contracting and hiding and avoiding the problem, but really from a place of soul power, really looking into the problem, into the crisis, and be a part of that solution. You ready for that? So now, if 2020 left you feeling limited and controlled, anxious, fearful, feeling trapped, suffocated, restricted, I invite you to really know this. Because we are always going to be confronted with problems. But when you know that problem means opportunity, problem means solution, and that you are here to deliver that solution, then there is no problem. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yep. So just breathe, and now this is your intention. Now I shared with you my intention. And breathe and turn off all the distraction and just acknowledge your fears that is still coming up from 2020. If you haven't cleared 2020 yet, chances are it's still shadowing you around, all the fears from 2020. It was on steroids. I get it, right? So just acknowledge your fears. And what I mean by acknowledging your fears is don't deny the fear. Don't run away from the fear. Really sit and connect with your soul power and really source your power from within you so that whatever the fear is showing you, fear then becomes an ally rather than something to run away from. So it might feel uncomfortable if you're used to running away from fear and not acknowledging your feelings, not acknowledging your fear, because that's what we got trained to do, is to run away, to sweep it under the rug, right? To make it wrong, to judge ourselves wrong for those fears, right? But this is all natural. Fear is natural. It's part of our humanity to have that fear, but it doesn't mean, right? This is it right here. Doesn't mean that it can continue to run you. Soul power means really functioning from the level of soul so that fear becomes an ally, just a feedback, right? It's like everything in the universe is a feedback loop. So is fear. Okay. So allow your feelings to just create a space where fear can simply be there, and you can look at it, you can talk to it, right? Without buying into the sense of defeat, without buying into the sense of powerlessness that it triggers, without any judgment, and just look at your relationship with fear and just really connect and acknowledge this is where your power is when you stop running away from fear. And there's no spiritual bypass. Wherever you are running away from fear or not acknowledging your feelings, it's always going to shadow you, and it's always going to kind of leak out your energy so that you're feeling not 100%. So there's no spiritual bypass. You gotta feel the feels, because our feeling, when it's clear, leads to our intuition, leads to our divine knowing, leads to that oneness with the universe, where we feel supported, where we feel at one with everything, with all of creation, and where we become that expression of life itself. right? We become that conduit of light. Okay, so like I was sharing, yeah, look at that. Crisis and opportunity. It's like a flow, right? What happened with me during the crisis of 2008, instead of fear paralyzing me, it actually led me to opportunity. So imagine a single mom, right, with several houses under her name. It was just, from an ego perspective, I was feeling really good about myself back then, and money no longer became an issue. And so as you are looking back to 2020, it was messy. It's a huge crisis for everyone, right? No one was exempt from that. Wherever you are feeling, you are at the effect. Like the circumstances are dictating your life. Immediately you are losing, you are giving away your power. So my tenant in Duluth ended up burning down my house in Duluth. So it was arson. What had them stoop so low to the very bottom of, so that in order for them to feel significant, in order for them to feel powerful again, they had to burn the house down. So imagine that. They're so disconnected from other resources, right? So their emotions, their fears, their unhappiness, their demons, their impotence, self-destructive behavior, those were what was controlling them. And that was the expression that they are giving life to. And it doesn't have to be that way. The emotions doesn't have to run us. Fear doesn't have to run us. We do not have to do that. Or they did that to me, arson, but some people numb their feelings through what? Addiction, right? Over medication, self-harm, right? To just escape a painful situation. But it doesn't have to be a painful situation. I'm going to reiterate this. The crisis, if you can look at this crisis and immediately think, wow, there's an opportunity waiting to happen here. That's what I want you to immediately think of whenever you are confronted by a crisis. Hope that makes sense. So just take a deep breath. And isn't that wonderful that in every crisis situation, there's an opportunity waiting to happen, opportunity for growth, opportunity for expansion, right? Opportunity for more, opportunity to redirect you to something that no longer serves you, right? So if you want to, please share what you just got out of that first part of this presentation. And if your intention, a lot of what I'm going to say and all my trainings is going to fly against in the face of belief systems, right? It's like it's going to challenge your belief systems. But that's what soul-powered training is, okay? Some people would just want to cope, would just want to get by. And if that is your intention, you're in the wrong training. This is soul-powered training, right? So coping, protection, anywhere you have a crutch, expect that those will go away. Why? Because you are meant to source from within. And the fact that you are in this training tells me that you want that freedom, that you want that expansion to function from the level of soul, not from the level of fear, but soul powered. Okay, so we're shifting from paralysis to power, leaving behind survival mechanisms, leaving behind protection mechanism. Yeah, we in 2020 we put so much emphasis on protection and safety, but it actually suffocates our soul. So those who live in survival or at the effect of circumstances or events in their life, they're going to stay victimized, like they have no choices whatsoever. Like my tenant who felt that he had no choice but to burn down the apartment that he was renting from me, the building that he was renting from me. But what's happening now in 2021 is we're transitioning from needs-based, from survival mechanism, from survival mentality, to being at cost, to being sourced from within, to being soul powered. You get to choose the reality you get to express, you get to experience, you get to create. Okay? So you are at cost, you are at choice, you are not victim of circumstances, you are not victim of 2020, right? And so give yourself permission to just open up to that possibility of soul-powered beingness. And there's so much freedom in there, and there's so much certainty that you can create much more than the safety and protection that we create in the fear-powered world. Okay? Take a breath. And if I am triggering anything, just allow it, just notice it, right? Do not automatically shut it down because it's new, right? Because that would put you back to that box of limitation. We are opening up from the box of limitation into freedom, into soul power, into expansion, into growth, into alignment with your soul. So my first coaching is acceptance is not resignation. Acceptance does not equal resignation. And, a lot of people say, oh, it is what it is. There's nothing much we can do about it. It's baloney. Yes, accept it that it's happening. Be brutally honest that this is what's happening. And also use higher awareness, use higher perspective to shift it. You become a shape shifter, if that makes sense. You get to look at fear and then turn it into an opportunity. Crisis, you turn it into an opportunity. Does that make sense? I'm so excited because this is what's possible when we align with our soul power. So acknowledge where you are without judgment, right? It's neither good, bad, right, or wrong. It just is. But don't stop there. Don't say, oh, this must be fate. This must be what's meant to be. No, you have a choice. You have the power to shift it, to up-level your consciousness and therefore your reality. I hope that makes sense. So yes, accept, but it doesn't mean resignation. It does not mean it is what it is and live your sorry life until an apple fall from a tree, which is what happened to me, right? Cosmic 2x4, I call it. And that triggered my awakening. But that doesn't mean a decade of suffering through. You can make a choice right now and leave that world behind. Okay? Whew. And the thing is, if we resign to the belief that this is what it is, then we lock ourselves into limitation. And that is what's creating the paralysis, right? We trap ourselves into separation from our infinite potential. And so ask yourself, do not limit yourself from the reality, from what the outcome of 2020 was. If you limit yourself, then you buy into that limitation, right? But ask yourself, what do you deeply desire? What is the higher invitation? Right? Where's the opportunity? And what is my soul yearning for. Isn't that amazing? And feel that, like feel the yumminess. Okay. Now, awareness, and I did this with myself. I was so aware that I was judging myself. I was so aware that I was procrastinating. I was so aware, blah, blah, blah. Awareness is not a tool for self-flagellation and self-judgment. So once you become aware, use that as a tool to up-level your thinking, to shift from crisis to opportunity. Okay? How are you all doing? Okay, go back there. So now really dare yourself to know, to declare, to claim your highest intention for this workshop. Because if this workshop was a turning point for you to heal the mess of 2020 and shift from paralysis to power, where is that going to take you? What possibilities are now available to you? So I want you to really connect with what you deeply desire. All right. So I promised you 3 takeaways. And the first takeaway is how to put the baggage of 2020 behind you. And I already got ahead of myself, right? I told you that acceptance doesn't mean resignation. When you are accepting what is, try not to lock yourself into fate. When you accept what is, also accept your destiny. Do not just accept limitation, but also accept the opportunity for you to show up, to fully shine as your unique contribution. What you came here to do. You are the solution, you are the expansion, you are the freedom. Don't get trapped into limited thinking any longer. Do not get trapped into being at the effect of what's going on in so-called reality. You have a choice to shift that reality into what you want. And when I was going through this whole drama, right, like I kept asking God, what is it mine to do? What do you want me to do? And I kept not getting the answer. And I'm like, fine, I'm just going to find my joy. I'm just going to be happy. And there was one point I was in Hawaii. I was so, another, apple falling on my head, so to speak, another 2x4 smacked on me. And I cried, like, why does this keep happening to me? Why are you abandoning me? Why have you forsaken me? I'm doing everything I can to follow your will. Thy will be done. And then I got the message back that I never asked you to abandon yourself. This is a partnership. I never asked you to self-abandon. So that has been my message all throughout, was to bring yourself back, really love yourself back to wholeness. And there's no more reason why you should have to abandon yourself. So accept what is. You are not just looking at the problem. You are not just accepting the problem and deal with it or suffer through it or fine, right? You are not just given the challenge to cope, but you are given the problem. So you, as soul-powered leader, can open up into expansion and be the solution. Accept everything, your humanity, your divinity, your ego, your soul, your limitation, and your infiniteness. It's not one or the other. It's everything. And so this is no longer about surviving and coping and getting by. If you notice, all your defenses, all your crutches are being taken away. 2020 was so uncomfortable for everyone. I told you about my client earlier. I opened up with that because it opened up the skeleton that was being kept in the dark, right? And it's not about shame. It's about, come on, let's be free from all this lower level expression of our true self. Any questions on that? And takeaway number 2, why don't you trust 2021 yet? Hi, baby. And, if you're looking at the worst case scenario, if you're looking at all the many failures, all the many things that didn't happen, so if you're looking at the mistakes or if you're looking at the failures, then of course you won't trust 2021 just yet. Because you're stacking up on proof that you are failing rather than thriving, or rather than you're being given the opportunity to switch, right? Baby, stop. It's no longer about someone else saving us. It's about us saving ourselves. It's not even about saving another person. It's just really stepping into who we are at core. And welcome. Hi, who just joined. And so the purpose of, again, I'm going to have to reiterate that we are stepping into soul-powered leadership. And it doesn't matter if you're an executive or a leader of a big corporation or leading your family to something better. You are a leader. If you are leading from the soul, you are a leader, right? So much of the world right now is operating from crutches. And that's why you don't trust 2021 yet. It's like a PTSD from last year, right? And so let's go to takeaway number 3, 5 steps for transitioning from a disastrous 2020 into the 2021 of your dreams. And that will create more clarity on why you don't trust 2021 yet. At least that's my intention. Okay, so 5 steps. And I want to hear, go ahead and write in the comments if you're having any insights or breakthroughs, or you're like, this is too much information, it's hard to take. But again, just suspend any judgment and just allow the newness of the information and the newness of the challenge. And this is you stepping into your soul-powered leadership, okay? Because we are absolutely learning to walk without crutches as soul-powered leaders. Like when I bought the small house that I shared with you earlier, it was fear that triggered that development. But what if we can totally let go of fear and totally claim our soul power? And just take a breath. And just lovingly come back to that moment of what it is that you want to create. What is your intention? What possibilities are you opening up to? Because like, you're taking away the crutches. I know, it's hard. But that's the reason we are experiencing all this destruction, right? Is so that you can find you, that you can return to your power and no longer self-abandoning. Is that clear, that part? Right? So any crutches is going away. You're finding more and more reason to reach deep down inside of you and really fully express how badass you are as a soul-powered leader, right? And if everything I'm saying is triggering you or is like, oh, she's crazy, I don't know what she's talking about, that's okay. That's okay. Your belief is still intact after the end of this webinar, right? You can still going back to those beliefs, but consider the seeding process of the possibility that your soul is aching for a new expression from you, right? The longing of you to be more fully expressed, to be real, to be free. I want you to connect with that, because that is why you are here, I believe. Otherwise, you will be somewhere else, right? Okay, so 5 steps. Declare yourself whole. Just say, I am healed. There's a power in that, just saying, I am healed. And you are giving yourself permission to heal, to harmonize, to recover from all the lies and deception from last year. My goodness, right? There's so much trauma, there's so much pain, there's so much division going on, right? And simply declare you are healed. Any broken promises, look at the broken promises, look at everything that you didn't get to experience or bring to life. Look at them as, wow, what's the opportunity here? Instead of locking up and not wanting to participate in life anymore. Because that's what happens when we get re-traumatized. We just function from woundedness, from, oh, I'm going to get hurt again. No, open up. Keep opening up and say, I am healed. I drew this photo right here. This is my own back. I drew that back in 2013. I was really in pain. I was in a turbulent mindset. I was unhappy. I was unstable. I was deeply insecure. I was in the office. I was still an accountant at that time. I was so confused. I was procrastinating. And I just drew that and called it. I claimed it. I am healed. And the powerful thing that happens once you claim that you are healed, that you are whole, wholeness is healing, right? Is returning back to wholeness. The powerful thing about that is anywhere that you are out of alignment from your wholeness, it's going to come up. So you can look at it, not as a judgment, not that there's something wrong with you, but so you can incorporate it, you can integrate it back to wholeness, right? We kept running away from fear. We kept running away from everything that made us uncomfortable, right? But if you just open up and say, I am healed, and declare it, declare that you are whole, no longer broken, no longer run by fear. Watch what happens when you declare that. When you align with what your soul already knows, that you are perfect and complete, it is so powerful. Okay? And the step 2 is practice divine neutrality. And what do I mean by that? It's the non-judgment, it's the non-resistance, it's the non-attachment. You will, because you declared yourself as whole, this is a complete shift of paradigm, right? When you declare yourself as whole, things will come up for you to review. Do I want to keep this? Is this still serving me? If not, move on, right? So things are coming up not because you're broken, not because you failed, not because you made a mistake, or not because you were bad, but things are coming up so that you can harmonize, return back to wholeness. And you will be redirected. And next thing you know, there's a book, there's a mentor, someone shows up in your life that leads you back to harmonize with yourself. So that's divine neutrality, is just observing without judgment, observing without attaching yourself to the result. This is what I want to happen. No, stay neutral. Claim it. This is what I want to happen, but don't try to control that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has to happen for you to get the result. No, there's no space for your spirit, for your higher self to come in and make that happen for you. This is a co-creation process. Soul power doesn't mean micromanaging all the steps. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to happen. Have the knowing that that's what's going to happen. And then let go. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful. You can't say you're going to have to shift, right? It's a lot of shift. It's a lot of bringing back to integrity. You cannot say, I am whole, right? You cannot declare yourself healed when you still pretend to be unloved by your partner. Did you get that? When you are with someone in your relationships, in your communication with everyone, when you say you are healed, then you know you are loved. Come from that place, not from lack, but from the fullness and wholeness of your heart that you are loved. Okay? You cannot say, I am whole, that I am healed, and still distort and contort yourself in a job that doesn't celebrate you. Right? So this is the shift that's happening. This is the alignment that's happening. Anywhere that you given yourself up, that you self-abandoned, will come into the surface so that you can decide, oh my God, I've been self-abandoning in my relationship, in my job, anywhere, right? And anywhere that's happening, you are going to be redirected so that you fully claim who you are at core, the pureness of your soul, the pureness of your light. We've forgotten that. We have forgotten the pureness of our light. And soul-powered leadership is all about remembering who you are. Okay, so once you declare it, you can say, I am whole, but you can't keep going back to that limited reality. Okay, so when you say, I am whole, I am healed, then you welcome all the opportunities to shift into alignment with your higher self, with your higher expression. Now, when that comes up, it's going to be painful if you keep judging yourself as bad, as wrong. Stay in divine neutrality. You're observing, oh, so that's what happens. Okay? Very neutral, no judgment, zero self-judgment. So practice divine neutrality, non-attachment, non-resistance. Do not fight the process. You ask for it, right? You declare that you are whole. So anything, every reflection, every proof that you are whole will show up. Don't fight it. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. You declared it. Let it be so. Okay? And the third one, permission to experience more of you. And I actually said that already. You know, when we are in a crisis situation, what we tend to do is to, oh my God, self-protect, right? Stop self-protecting. Open up. Experience more of you. Experience more of your sadness. Experience more of your joy. You have to surrender your sadness in order to surrender to your joy. Does that make sense? It's when there's a problem, there's a solution, right? So you have to go underneath. It's the same thing. Negative emotion, you have to go underneath the negative emotion to reveal your higher expression. So give yourself lots and lots and lots of permission to experience more of you, to experience more of you from the level of creator, from cause, not at the effect. We covered that earlier. Not at the effect, not because of circumstances dictating how you respond to life, but you are the cause. You are sourced from within. You are really standing for what it is that you want to experience and express in life as you, right? There's no more separation from life itself. You become life itself. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful. And then number 4 is bring out authentic confidence. And what's going to happen when you give yourself permission to experience more of you? You are going to experience little bits and pieces of you that you've denied, you've disowned, you've marked, like, I don't want to be the bitch. I don't want to be the aggressive. But you're starting to collect all those parts of you that you denied and you judged as wrong. And then the bitch becomes assertive, right? The shadow then spiritually matures so that your ego has a chance to merge with the soul. Right? This is all about embracing all of who you are. The ego, the fear, your stop self-protecting. Thanks, Jody. Yeah, give yourself lots and lots of permission to experience more of you. Your sadness becomes the juice so that no other people can experience that much judgment or injustice, right? So you are learning from all that expression and experience of you. Then bring out authentic confidence, right? When you bring out authentic confidence, your inner child is listening to you. Finally, you stop self-sabotaging. Why do you think you're self-sabotaging? Let me ask you that. Why? To return to you, to remember you. There's something in you that just, I don't want to do that, right? Because it's out of alignment. You can force it, right? And then what happens when you force something? You burn out, right? Or you attract the wrong partner, or you give it's so many things, but it's all part of the growth, yes, of the journey. But if you allow your authentic confidence to come in, the self-trust grows, right? This is the certainty that you need, not the safety and self-protection. The self-protection limits you. But when you return to authentic confidence that nothing phases you, oh my God, it's just like trying on a different hat how do I feel today? Oh, I feel playful today. Oh, I feel like I'm going to cry today because I'm packing up some shit in the basement. And it's okay. It's okay. That authentic confidence, you do not have to hide. All right? And then the last one is return to nature. Return to nature. This soul power is all about returning to you, your highest nature. And I'd love to have you, like Jody, share what's coming to you. Extremely limiting. It's okay. Yeah. Yes, I love that. Give myself permission from Creator as me. No longer separated from creation itself, right? You get to shift everything in front of you from crisis to opportunity, right? So that's the amazing thing that happened. So I went through a real dark night of the soul, not realizing there was something more of me that I was yearning for. I was so hungry for me. I was so limited. I was so, okay, No, it's if you think about it, false humility, right? It's you're humble, you're nice, you're that, but really you are not being in integrity with the fullness and the wholeness of who you really are. And I Would love, love, love to get deeper with you in one, declaring that you are already whole, you are already healed, that you are already complete, that you are here as an amazing being, as a soul-powered being. Declare that, claim it, be it. Hunger. Yeah. Oh my God. Practice divine neutrality. When you are neutral, you can actually observe, oh, it's just an easy shift from one to another. It's divine neutrality. You are, well, if you are not neutral, then you know that there's unresolved emotions there that needs to be looked at and processed. And that's where you need someone to guide you through that emotional release and emotional alignment. Okay? Permission to be who you really are, permission to experience more of you. Again, if there's limitation, if there's hesitation, because of all the programming that you're supposed to be this, not this, we have to unlayer all that. And I would love to be the coach for you to help you really unlayer all those crutches, all those masks that we put on, just so we feel accepted, just so we feel loved. But the thing is, we don't even feel love. There's that hunger that I was talking about earlier, right, Jody? There's that hunger because of all the masks, all the walls. We need to break that down. And I would love, love, love to be the one to show you how to allow your authentic confidence to come through as you and return to nature, return to soul power. Because you've always been soul powered from day one. You were never disconnected from your soul power, but because of all the programming, all the conditioning, everything that we took on, that's not even ours. Woo, just return it back. Yeah, just return to you, who you really are. So if you were confused in 2020 and not fully trusting yourself, and you're needing to have that clarity in your life, I would love, love, love to be the one to work with you and have that clarity of intention, clarity of your soul purpose, clarity of your mission. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And return it all back. Yes, Vanessa. Anything that's not yours, just return it back. Oh my God, because it's distorting your pure expression, right? So I have an offer for $149 to go to openheartmindcoaching.com/February. And I would love to be the one. Actually, do I get to what's included in that is we're going to look into why 2020 was a gift, not a curse. We're going to uncover your soul vision, your purpose and mission. We're going to start to integrate and really claim that healing where you were feeling drained and tired and self-sabotaging, all those self-harming, self-destructive patterns. We're going to look at them and then layer them. And then we're going to look at your soul-powered leader's profile. It's a 50-page assessment that will remind you who you really are, the fake one and your true soul-powered self. The fake one, we were trained to be fake. We were trained to pretend, and no more of that. No more crutch. The crutch is pretend, right? The crutch is not who we really are. And I would be so honored to really support you in envisioning how you can create the life of your dreams. And more than that, to really bring to life what your soul came here to do. $149, and that's 90 minutes. And that includes a 50-page report all about you. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Look at 2020 as a gift, not a curse. Yeah. Because when I was going through my dark night of the soul, there was no one to guide me. I was working with an Anthony Robbins coach, and the level of coaching did not go deep enough where I can reconcile every little bits and pieces of me and bring it back to wholeness. And that's what healing is that wholeness of you, right? So that your mind is not arguing with your heart, and your soul is not arguing with your ego. We're going to bring it together in oneness as one. That is soul power. So if you're interested in that, I've cleared my schedule for the next week, and have availability for a 90-minute session with me. And yeah, I would love to support you and really get clear on what you are here to create in the world. What is your unique mark in the world? And be that kind of support that you need to feel safe, to feel really safe. Because we're not going to give up that safety if we're not feeling safe inside. Does that make sense? So that's what a mentor is amazing to be at. Yeah, thanks, Vanessa. It's a really deep work, and that this is soul power, right? That we're not. Yes, U.S. dollars. Thanks, Jody. This is soul power. This is unlike any other life coaching where it's just all about goals. I lost you guys. Where are you? Okay, there. Okay, so there's more at openheartmindcoaching.com /February for more details. And I'm here for questions if you have any questions. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It really gives me great comfort and great, really looking forward to where all of us are coming together as a soul, not from fear. You know, it was great for me to share that experience with you about me buying a house, you know, from fear, from a place of fear. But what if we can just think this is what we need and then move, you know, all of the universe to make what it is that you want and desire the most to make manifest. And that's the possibility in all of this. Thank you so much. Yay. Okay. All right. Are there any questions? You can also email me at tess@tessvergara.com. And there will be a replay for this. Just stay in contact if you are interested in this offer. All right, everyone. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.